rising and falling in love's newly remembered caress. Breathe me in, breathe me out.
Margot, you were meditating on this poem called Breathe Me right before you met Glenn. I mean, what kind of an impact did those words have on you?
In essence, when I wrote that poem, I was basically saying to universe, creator, life, just inspire me to trust. Inspire me to trust life, to trust my father's death, to trust everything that's going on in this journey of mine. Søren Kierkegaard said that faith begins where thought stops. And so breathing, we don't think about breathing, you know, we breathe. In a sense, I basically surrendered. I just surrendered to, again, what I call universe, life, creator, you know, and just said, I'm open. So, you know, you become my breath. You breathe life into possibility for me.
Why invite the possibility of Glenn into your life?
Because even from the time that my father was murdered by 3 men, I wanted to meet them. I did. And I didn't want to meet them so I could take them out or anything. I really wanted to sit like we're doing now and just say, do you know what you did? It was stemming from faith, which I don't like to speak often about, but once you have children, you know, and when you love and when you are loved, you just can't ignore that there's something bigger than murder, than rape, than brutality. There's just something bigger.
You asked for an apology. I mean, what was it in that letter that touched you?
In the letter that Glenn wrote to me? Well, first of all, the clarity, the respect, and the simplicity. You know, and when I say first of all, it was not a big, you know, Glenn didn't write like this. The letter is a paragraph, maybe 2, you could split it into 2. But yeah, it's that big. The clarity and the authenticity, that is what struck me. You know, I love words very, very, very much, but this was not a rambling, you know, an excuse-laden. It was really, it cut straight to the heart, like I would say a good poem or a good painting does. You know, it just went right to the heart. Very simple, very authentic, and I felt it when I read it. And to me, that was a huge gift. It still is a gift.
But beyond that apology, I mean, you went a step further, Margot. You wanted to meet this man. Why?
Why not? I mean, because for me, it's as simple as this. I go back to language all the time. To me, life is a script. Each of us, we are birthed with a script. We write some of it we're birthed with through heritage, through generations, etc., okay? So why did Glenn have the script that he had? You know, why did Theodore, my father, Bridget, my mother, me, Margot, my sisters, all of us, Care, Laure, my brother, Jerry, why? And I wanted to understand his script. From him, not from media, not from what, I will use the language. I don't see Glenn in this way. I know what he did, but like what a murderer would be. So a murderer should be. Oh, and I'm a victim as opposed to a survivor, both of us. So a victim should be, a murderer should be, and it just, that to me was beyond limiting and beyond limited. I wanted to know Glenn's script. You know, like, what is it?
So what did you find? What did you find in his script?
When we spoke, the care and the understanding that he had in what he did, what that action of pulling a gun and putting a bullet into my father's heart, the fact that he understands and understood what that means and meant from a very genuine place, again, was a huge blessing and a gift in my life. And you know, with us meeting, it is not like a rule book of what other people have to do in situations like this, Molly. It's not like that. It is a beautiful story that we didn't make up. So what happens with a beautiful story, a beautiful painting, a beautiful, poem? What happens? It inspires breath, breathing, life, new life. This is beautiful. So yes, I found someone with whom I actually share a degree of kinship.
Margot, your mother said shortly after the murder that she forgives so that she can live. I mean, do you subscribe to that same type of philosophy?
No, I don't feel that, no. I don't actually think I have the power to forgive anybody. I don't think and when I say that, it's not to impugn what my mom has said, and it's not to impugn what anyone else says about it. It is not at all to do that, but it is not my language.
So then what would you call the way that you live? The way that you interact with someone like Glenn that's had such a profound impact on your life, both negatively and positively?
Yes. I call it, there are two words. One, I learned from Glenn, and is now the name of my thesis, my master's thesis. It's Sabona. So that is a Zulu word. It means I see you. I see our shared humanity. So that's one. And the other is, to me, it is grace. It's a gift that life gives you. Life, God, if you will, whatever language you want to use. It's a gift. And I think it's something, for me, it's already in you, that sense of wanting to understand the other, the other. Who the hell is the other? I'm not sure, but anyway, but to understand humanity and people, it's already there to want to make that connection. It's already present. And what happened between Glenn and I, it's all of a sudden we saboned and we knew.
Margot, how do you reconcile loving and missing your father and being friends with the man that murdered him?
In essence, my father's last words to Glenn are what make me reconcile. My dad took Glenn said gently by the shoulders and said, "Give it up, son. It's not worth it." My dad was reaching out from a place of love. So to end his life reaching out from a place of love, I think that's a beautiful, powerful, positive legacy to leave for his children and his grandchildren and his great-grandchildren. So then I made my dad a promise that his death would not be for nothing. He was killed when he was 40 years old. I was 16. I am now 55 years old. I keep that promise every single day of my life.